Welcome, welcome, welcome. See who out here today. I know it's Sunday, and I know everybody probably chilling. So I'm going to see who's here today. Who want to do some true crime today? Young, hello, Young. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday, Young Riz. How are you today? How are you? I got a little bit of time, so I said let's do some true crime today. Let me make sure my volume good. Welcome, coffee. Welcome, baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday to ya. Happy Sunday. I'm gonna check my volume. Young, so let's talk with love. I am doing well. Okay, that's letting me know that my volume is good. Let's talk with love. I am doing well, but I'm still just chilling. Okay, coffee. Speaking to you, Young. Hey, coffee. What's up, girl? How you doing? How you doing? We're gonna do some true crime today. I'm gonna see if anybody else gonna come through. I'm gonna share myself out and let's see if anybody wanna do some true crime today with us. This story right here, I started watching half of it and I said, "Oh my God, I gotta share." Is your page fixed? Um, no, it's not. It's a girl that's supposed to be trying to fix it, but she have not reached out to me. She had went to Vegas and she said that she's going to try to fix it for me. And she's just getting back, so I didn't want to rush and do it, but she did let me know that she's back. So I think I'm gonna see if she can work on it today. Hey, Maisha. She said, "Hey, let's talk with Lisa. Lisa, lovely Lisa. Hello, let's talk with love and chat. Welcome, 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 y'all. Happy Sunday, y'all. This is a good true crime today, y'all. It's a family affair. I promise y'all is not gonna regret this one. I started watching it and I said, I got to share with my sisters and my brothers. I got to share. I got to share. We're gonna wait a few more minutes. Thanks everybody for hitting the thumbs up. That's good. But no, coffee. Hopefully she can fix it today. They just gotta get my. I don't know. They said that we have to pass. We have to show scan our identification. And I never seen that step. And the PIN number, like if say for instance, if I made money up here, I don't know how to do that part to get it sent to me or anything. So she said she know how to do it, so I'm gonna let her work on it. I did originally send it to somebody else, but they couldn't figure it out either. So it was a mess. So I guess I'm still gonna drop my content though. I don't even care. I'm still gonna drop this content. But y'all, this story right here, it's from Macomb, Georgia. Y'all, when I tell y'all, some of y'all probably have seen it, but I know Lincoln probably seen it. Kofi may have seen it. Y'all may have seen this story, y'all, but this story, I don't even want to stop and talk through it because it's like a boomerang effect. It says the teen who was M word on Facebook Live due to a family feud. Um, Lisa said, Mike, she said, I am good. Thanks. Hey, coffee, Lisa. Yes, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try to we're gonna talk about this. So I had a little time today. I've been still cleaning up, transition and stuff. I got the shop almost done. This is my second video I have dropped, y'all, from my third and fourth day, and for some reason YouTube is not letting me upload them. So we got to figure that out too. Um, Everybody's speaking. We're gonna wait 2 more minutes and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play it for y'all because y'all, this one right here is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's definitely unbelievable. We can go ahead and play it now. Anybody come in, they can just come on in and catch up, or they can see where this video is and go find it. So we're gonna shout out Anna Undercover. This is her channel. We're gonna support her because I've seen this on her content, y'all. So y'all, we're gonna go ahead and play. Let's go to it. Here we go.
This is 20-year-old Tanisha Hammonds with her 8-month-old son. 2 days before Christmas Day of 2018, her life came to a brutal end while she was recording a Facebook Live video. But Tanisha's death stood at the end of a long list of tragic tit for tats. In a hopeful scenario, her shocking death was a wake-up call for the rough Bloomfield crowds. In a more pessimistic scenario, it was another victim of an endless, senseless war. Tanisha never got to see her baby grow up, and she was not the only one in her family whose life was cut short in a brutal, senseless way. And yet, after her death, people seemed more interested in her last Facebook Live than in her poor, grieving family. So why did Tanisha die? And what are all of the events that led to her untimely demise? This is the full story of Tanisha Hammonds. Today's story, you guys, takes us to Macon, Georgia. Home to the Allman Brothers Band, tons of historic architecture, and amazing natural sceneries, Macon seems to have it all. But lately, Macon has also seen a rise in poverty and crime that makes it a less desirable place to move and start a family. According to Crime Grade, Macon has a crime rating of D-. This means 89% of cities in the United States are safer than Macon, and only 11% of cities are more dangerous. Tanisha Hammonds was used to violence and crime since she was a baby. Tanisha was born on October 10th, 1998, to her mom Rhonda and an unnamed father. They grew up in the Bloomfield area, which is known for a particularly high crime rate. However, Tanisha always worked hard to stay out of trouble and pursue a happy, peaceful life. In March 2018, she had a son, Amari. Her Facebook was filled with pictures of her baby boy, and she was ecstatic about being a mom. She was also pretty excited about social media.
Dang, man, I hate that little 15-minute, man. I gave him a little laugh, though. He gonna be good tonight. He finna go think about me. Myself and I got myself again. Time is money. I need that money. Got no time for no friends.
She regularly posts and let all of her loved ones know what she was up to or what Amari had done that day. It was her way of connecting with all of her friends at the same time. But Tanisha liked going out too. She might have been a mom, but she was 20 years old, and she was still down to party every now and then. So on December 23rd, 2018, Tanisha met up with a few old friends and went out to have drinks. But Tanisha never made it home that night. Tanisha's death was brutal, sudden, and shocking to everyone who knew her. She had no enemies, had never been involved in gangs, and was incredibly dedicated to raising her son. She would never put herself in harm's way, not with an 8-month-old to care for. However, there is a reason for her death, as outrageous as it is, and we have to trace back several steps to understand the full context that led to this tragic ending. Tanisha was very close to her mother, but she was even closer to her mother's sister, Bridget Flowers. Bridget was her aunt, but also her best friend, confidant, and the person Tanisha would call in case of an emergency. The two displayed their love for each other on social media. Tanisha also felt embarrassed by the many pictures her aunt posted of her, especially during her teenage years. Yep. Like when Bridget posted this picture of Tanisha, she commented, "Just blowed me. Delete this ugly shit." And her aunt replied, "You took it. You can't be ugly because you look like me." You know how family dynamics go. Still, they were the best of friends, and nothing could keep them apart. In fact, Tanisha spent most of her childhood living with Bridget and her two twin sons, Jayshawn and Jamon Jackson. They were born in 2000, making them 2 years Tanisha's juniors. Growing up, Tanisha's cousins were happy-go-lucky, rowdy, and kind-hearted. They were exactly what you'd expect from two young brothers. Bridget was super proud of them. She was also in love with her husband, the boy's stepfather. Sometimes she would tell Facebook about her love for them. God, my kids, my hubby, then me, in that order. Bridget would also write about how much she missed her husband when he wasn't there. At first glance, it looked like the perfect love story. I miss my husband, feeling some type of way this morning. But those who knew Bridget, her undying loyalty to him was worrying. Jacinto Flowers was a with Bridget in almost every way you can imagine. He would beat her, insult her, and be extremely jealous and possessive of her. She wasn't allowed to do anything but him. Well, that's when the double standards begin. He would be going out at night, doing God knows what, and Bridget hardly ever knew what he was up to. As it turns out, he was deeply involved in the drug trade. He was in and out of prison 18 times on and petty crime charges. So when Bridget said she missed him, he was either in prison or doing sketchy deals. And when he was at home, they would constantly fight. And well, you can imagine how he would treat his stepsons too. He could not regulate his emotions, nor was he a responsible figure that the boys could look up to. In fact, he was one of the most unstable types of parents out there. Sadly, the negative effects of his character on Jayshawn and Jamon would be felt later on. Nevertheless, Bridget supported and even loved her husband, no matter how many times he would mistreat her or her kids. Well, even she had a limit. So in late 2013 or early 2014, Bridget put an end to her marriage. Guys, I know this is not your first true crime case, so I bet you know how this ends. Jacinto, being the violent, possessive person he was, would not leave Bridget alone. He wanted her back at any cost. He even threatened to take her life, then his, if she didn't take him back. Wait, what sane person would accept going back into a relationship with someone who threatens to kill them? Of course, Bridget didn't want anything to do with him anymore. In fact, she was scared for her life and for her twin sons. On February 14, 2014, Bridget went out to shop at Walmart. Out of nowhere, Jacinto appeared and punched her so hard she lost consciousness. He was not fazed by this. He just left her on the floor and exited the store in front of several shocked bystanders and a CCTV.
Y'all, he have knocked her out in Walmart. And everybody stood right there. I guess these days you're supposed to mind your business.
He was not fazed by this. He just left her on the floor and exited the store in front of several shocked bystanders and a CCTV camera. Jacinto didn't seem to have any regard for Bridget's life anymore, or for his freedom. After all, he'd been in prison so many times, he probably didn't care if he ended up arrested again. And arrested he was. But here's an absurd twist. After 7 days in jail, Jacinto was released. Wait a minute. What?
After 7 days, he knocked her unconscious. He had them beat her. And she don't want to do it no more. February the 14th, which is, no, that wasn't the day he knocked her out. He knocked her unconscious at Walmart. And 7 days later, he was released.
Jacinto had a horrible criminal record. There were also accounts of gruesome physical abuse toward his wife, and now there was this Walmart incident. Was no one at the police preoccupied that Jacinto would attack his ex-wife again if they released him? He was erratic, a violent man who showed no remorse at his arrest. It's pretty crazy that he only spent 1 week in jail, and it's pretty heartbreaking too, considering what happens next. On February 22nd, 2014, Bridget, her mother, her sister, and their friend had a cookout at Bridget's house. Late in the evening, they wanted some more drinks to keep the party going. Bridget went to get the drinks at the nearby liquor store, but on her way back, she decided to drop off her friend at her place. They were still in her driveway when Bridget's friend started arguing with her boyfriend. Lo and behold, Jacinto appeared. Now he appeared concerned about the couple's fight, so he walked closer to the car to ask what was going on.
How close was Jacinto? You like this stuff to be where were you from?
A second later, Jacinto seemed to distance himself from the fight. He took a step back, pulled out his gun, and shot Bridget in the face. She died on the spot, in front of all of her friends and family. Her poor sons would find out about this in just a few hours. Jacinto was arrested that night. Some people couldn't believe that he'd kill Bridget less than 24 hours after his release.
Yeah, 24 hours after his release, he took this lady's life.
In the first place. Sickeningly, he showed zero remorse again. In fact, he seemed pretty proud of his deed. Just look at his face during the trial. This is the expression he gave Bridget's family. This is how much he cared for his wife, the wife that stood by him and gushed over him on Facebook for years on end. Jacinto will spend the rest of his life behind bars, but his horrible legacy left many holes in the family.
You know, once you get tired, you're tired, you know, and she was tired of it. She was like, well, I'm done with you. But I still don't know from this day to that one what would possess you to just kill somebody you say you love so much.
And in a dark and disturbing way, he started the domino effect that ended with Tanisha Hammond's death. Tanisha was devastated to hear about.
Okay, y'all, so watch the twist. Okay, y'all see where it began at. It started from her. She had all these kids, 6 kids. She got a set of twins. I'm telling y'all this for a reason. She got a set of twins. Y'all, this is unbelievable. He smiled at these people. He gave them that look, and then he smiled at the people at the court case. After he took this lady's life and he get ready to spend the rest of his life in prison. It ain't nothing but an evil spirit. Maisha said, wow. Lovely Lisa said, wow, that's crazy. Maisha said, oh my God. Coffee said, wow. Lovely Lisa said, he is sick in the head. Maisha said, right, Lisa. Y'all watch this. Y'all, I promise y'all.
About her aunt's death. It was so infuriating too. She had tried so hard to get away from his toxic behavior, and the police didn't help with the situation at all. She wrote on Facebook, I lost my auntie, and that up my family. Used to see her every day, and now we say RIP. That because he knows he took part of me. I close my eyes to go to sleep and see him in my dreams. Hard for my grandmother to keep her head up. We see him in court and he smiled at her. How TF you live with some shit like that, especially when you said you loved her and had her back. But it's a cold world and them big facts. I can't blame you though. I knew you was a rat. Exactly. How can you say you love someone and then take their life when they ask you to set them free? A few years later, Bridget's family started a lawsuit against the Bibb County Sheriff's Office, stating Jacinto should have never been granted bail after 7 days. They had all the information they needed about his history.
So that's when the police department don't take stuff serious. When you call the police on somebody that's battering and abusing you, that means you scared. They give you a piece of paper that say restraining order and stuff. That restraining orders, the restraining order don't say, welcome village food season, welcome. A restraining order don't stop an evil demon to come to your house and do something to you. That's a piece of paper. It is. It's a piece of paper. And I feel like that if you feel like your life is in danger, they should put you somewhere or they should keep him locked up. Because this woman is gone. That story I told y'all the other day is when that man had a restraining order on his wife. My daughter was doing her hair, and the next morning he took her out of here. So restraining orders do not hold no weight. And I don't care if they take my page down for me saying it, but it don't. They need more. They locked this man up for 24 hours. He came out, did something, knocked her out in Walmart. He got back out 1 day later. This is what happens.
They could have made an informed choice and kept him locked up. And then there were Jayshawn and Jamon. The twins had Jacinto as their dad for most of their lives. They'd learned to trust him and look up to him, even when he was at his lowest. Now he'd taken their mother away in such a brutal way, and they were only 14 years old when it happened.
Sick of all the ads like this one? Just had...
She said hello. Young said hi, village. Young said, I agree with you. Let's talk for love. Love Lisa, I agree with you. Y'all, keep your eye on these twins that I'm about to show y'all. Keep your eye on the twins.
How much they showed or expressed their grief. What is known, however, is the way they acted it out. Jayshawn and Jamon went off to live with their grandmother, but at the same time, they joined a terrifying gang in the Bloomfield area. Now they would occupy most of their time getting into fights with rival gangs, and it would be one fight at Northeast High School that would have a tragic butterfly effect on their entire family. When they were 18, Jayshawn and Jamon had started a feud with 16-year-old Kendrick Davis. Jamon had seen Kendrick streaming on Facebook Live. He was bragging about firing his gun at the houses of Jamon's friends. Jamon was so angered by this, he wanted to get his revenge. And you know how gang violence often escalates senselessly from a nasty word to murder in broad daylight? It really shouldn't be like this. But when there are angry, hormonal teenagers and guns involved, it can end up really bad. So Jamon called on his friends and cousins to confront Kendrick. Kendrick and his gang were ready too. He knew a fight was coming. So
okay, these are the twins. This is the lady that was taken out by the boyfriend. These kids was little. They wasn't like real little. They knew. So you know these kids had a lot of anger in them. So when they got to be a couple more years older, they began to join the gang. So that means that they want to take their anger out on somebody because of what they went through. I feel like the kids should go into therapy after stuff like this because it makes them angry. NY Leo, hello, baby.
he'd rallied up his boys as well. One day, the gang set a time and a place to settle their beef after school. But there were dozens of teens involved, and some were more violent than others. Some threw punches, others threw rocks, and then someone pulled out a gun. Kendrick Davis died that night. Imagine the pain his family felt. He was only 16. He had.
Now that's not one of the twins that passed away. That's one of the twins that the twins was feuding with. So the twins then took a life. Their mom's life got taken. Now they then took a life.
Didn't even finish school or had a proper relationship. However, Jayshawn and Jamon felt nothing. Shocking, I know. Somehow Jamon wasn't affected by seeing his rival dying in front of him. If anything, he wanted to exert more revenge on his gang. Was his grief so terrible and so unprocessed that this was the only way he could cope with it? A few days after Kendrick's death, the twins and their gang went to Kendrick's house to do a drive-by shooting. Kendrick was gone, but his mother was there. Imagine what this did to her after she'd already lost her son. Jamon and 3 boys from his crew were arrested that night. They were charged with homicide and sent to prison for a long time. But the tit for tat doesn't stop there. Jamon had really poked the tiger coming to Kendrick's home after he'd already been killed. His friends were now out for blood. There was still Jayshawn to punish and several other gang members. And so our story finally comes back to Tanisha.
Okay.
On December 20th.
So now the mother life been taken, y'all. Her twins, a couple years later, they begin to start taking lives. So now that the twins is taking life, they going over to prison. One of them that's still out here, that was out there. Now they're retaliating. The twins are retaliating because they got all this anger in them from their mother passing away, getting attacked the way she did. The dude shot her in the face. These twins got this on their mind. They grow up. They begin to join the gang. Now they're taking lives. They taking a life. And now they about to do prison time. Now the little girl in the beginning, which is the cousin, she wrote the letter on Facebook, was talking to the one that took her aunt's life. Now watch the story.
3rd, 2018, Tanisha was out with Jayshawn and 3 other friends. Tanisha was driving while Jayshawn was seated next to her and streaming live on Facebook. Tanisha appeared on the Facebook Live, chatting and making jokes. It's unknown just how many people were watching this video in real time, but sadly, they witnessed Tanisha get killed that night. The car then crashed, and Jayshawn's phone fell to the floorboard. People could be heard screaming, crying, and trying to call 911.
Hello. I need help. On Kingsville Road.
Heartbreakingly, Tanisha bled out in front of her loved ones with.
Okay, so now we got the mother. She's gone. The 2 twins took a life. One of the twins is still out. So the life that the twins took, their family wants to come back and retaliate. Took the twins' cousin life right there on Facebook Live. So the thing is, if you ain't never had no street life or nothing like that, you gotta be careful of who you hanging with, because you don't know what they have done out here in these streets. This innocent baby then got in the car with her brother and her cousin, not knowing that they got street beef. Okay, so now she's gone. The twins' mom is gone. The twins done took a life. One twin is locked up. The niece, the little cousin, she done got her life taken. And listen, y'all, this is crazy.
Within a matter of seconds. By the time the paramedics arrived, it was already too late to save her life.
She was pronounced here behind us here at 8:50.
Tanisha was killed by a member of the twins' rival gang. He mistook Tanisha for Jayshawn. Poor Tanisha had been surrounded by gang violence since a very young age. There are rumors of her father being involved in some illegal business, and her brother DeMarcus was part of the twins' gang and was arrested after the drive-by shooting. Then there was Jacinto and Bridget's tragic death. And yet, she had steered clear of gangs and drugs throughout her whole life. Now she was a mother. She wanted wanted nothing else than to love her son and to see him grow up. Tanisha was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, in a world filled with vengeful, violent people. Just like Jay Sean and Jamon once had to do, baby Amari would go on to live with his grandmother. He will never remember his mother. He was only 8 months old at the time of Tanisha's murder. But this is not the end of Tanisha Hammond's story, because what happened next was another proof that we live in a messed up world. News of Tanisha's death and the haunting Facebook Live video made headlines throughout the country. This sparked the old conversation about gun violence. It was a particularly relevant conversation for the communities of Macon and Bloomfield. In 2018 alone, 40 people lost their lives to homicide by gun in that neighborhood. Tanisha was the 40th. However, this was, as always, a conversation. Nothing was done to make Bloomfield safer, and nothing was done to bring Tanisha's killer to justice. You heard right. Jay Sean went to the police that night to tell them the whole story of their gang feud. He said he was certain it was someone from Kendrick's crew that offed Tanisha in an attempt to kill him. The police made a list of potential names and promised to follow up. However, there was no hard evidence linking anyone to Tanisha's death. So the case went cold and no one was ever.
So y'all, I can't even keep up. The mother's gone by her boyfriend. Her husband took her out of here. The twins then took somebody else out of here. One of the twins was locked up. The other twin was in the car when the other people that they killed shot his cousin, took her out of here. Y'all, I hope I'm keeping up, but this is ridiculous. But they said that the police said that they promised that they was going to follow up. The case went cold. It was so many lives have lost, and the case has went cold. And the only reason why they caught the husband that killed the wife is because they found him. It was easy. But all of these cases, and we still not done, y'all.
Arrested for it. Even after Kendrick's crew did a drive-by shooting of Tanisha's mother's house, the police didn't get involved. I know, disgusting. Tanisha's poor mother lived in fear for her life too. When she was contacted by the media for comments, Rhonda said she couldn't show her face on camera.
They also declined to speak on camera, saying they were fearful for their own safety.
But why would they? But listen, y'all, why would they show their face on camera? Why would they make a statement when the police don't have their back? So that's when people say, I don't got nothing to do with it, because the police ain't solving no cases. So now you're going to help them get whoever it is, and then your life in danger, and you don't have no protection. So that's the reason why a lot of people out here don't be telling, because the police going to expose who told it. You see, they just put her picture up there. You got the newsman standing in front of their house talking about some they declined to speak on camera. Wouldn't you? All these people have been passed away, and the police said that they can't find nothing.
Safety, since the killer could still be on the loose.
Other people in the neighborhood were just as secretive. They even feared that ratting the killer out to the police could get them a death warrant. Some parents refused to let their kids out to play anymore.
It's sad, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to come out and play, but it's just too dangerous right now these days.
Sadly, people's fear only worked in the killer's favor. Eventually, Rhonda converted her daughter's Facebook page to a memorial page. 3 years after Tanisha's death, Rhonda wrote, 3 years ago, I got the worst news a mother could receive. You were gone. My best friend, my oldest child was gone. It seems like it was yesterday, and I have to ask God why so many times. You don't supposed to do that. He needed you more, I guess. Rest on, baby girl. As if the lack of justice for Tanisha wasn't messed up enough, here's another cut to the story.
A young mother shot to death just days before Christmas. The whole thing caught on camera, and that video somehow made its way online and racked up more than 200,000 views.
Yep, instead of remembering Tanisha for the bright, kind person she was, or instead of supporting her family through this horrible time, people seemed much more into finding the video of her death. Facebook soon took the horrifying video off the website. But you know how when you post something online, it doesn't really disappear with a simple delete? People can download it before you delete it, and before you know it, the video resurfaces on the dark web. Soon after Tanisha's murder, a website called Fly Height uploaded posted the terrifying Facebook Live video. Millions of people watched the video over and over again. That morbid curiosity prevailed over her family's repeated pleas to delete the video.
You emailed flyhigh.com and said,
you know, once it's on the internet, it's out there. But I'm like, much damage control y'all could do, please take it down.
Tanisha's would-be sister-in-law, Sarah McMiller, explained she tried hard to take the video down, but it kept popping up on various shady websites. Her biggest concern was Tanisha's baby son growing up to see the gruesome way his mother died.
Amari's not going to be a baby forever. Her son's going to have a social media one day. I would hate for him to come across that video. If you have a heart, take it down. Think of her child. If you won't take it down for anybody else, think of her mother and her child.
It's really sad to watch how more people go for the immediate satisfaction of watching something this dark and brutal rather than respecting a grieving family's pleas. Also, is there that much satisfaction in watching someone get killed on camera? If I were you, I wouldn't go looking for things like this online. There's no good that can come out of seeing real life violence. Thankfully, Flyheight took the video down some months later. Isn't it super scary that a video you don't want online could make its way to so many websites? According to an expert in online safety, if you're the one who recorded that video, you're its rightful owner. So you can ask any website to take it down.
So you could absolutely go to a website and say, I have copyright in this particular video. There is a copy of that video located on your website. I'm the copyright owner and I want it taken down.
But what if it's a video of you, not recorded by you? This was the tricky case of Tanisha Hammonds. She was not around anymore, and the video had been recorded on Jay Sean's phone. Tanisha's Facebook Live craze seems to be over, but for Tanisha's family, the story is far from over. First and foremost, they want justice for her. Exactly. How can you move on and heal your wounds when nothing was done to arrest your loved one's killer? This is one of the things that makes Tanisha's death so tragic. The other factor is the incredibly complicated sequence of events that led to her murder. There wasn't just one person responsible. From the inherited trauma of living in a rough neighborhood to Jacinto, several people can be held accountable for Tanisha's death. Jacinto was a terrible role model for Jay Sean and Jamon. Then he killed their mother. He left a huge hole in their lives and pushed them to a violent lifestyle where they could channel their repressed anger. Then the twins escalated a feud until it ended with murder. Then they escalated it some more, and it was Tanisha who paid with her life. Will this tragic death act as a wake-up call for the Bloomfield teens involved in gangs? Is this enough to get people thinking or make them feel remorse for their violent style? Or is Tanisha just one short chapter in an endless book of gun violence and gang feuds? Will they ever come to an end? Hey guys, thanks for watching. What do you think about this case? Do you know of other...
It's terrible. That's what I think of it. It is absolutely terrible. It don't make no sense. That is so sad, y'all. The mother, the husband took the mother out of here. The twins took some people out of here. Now the twins is in prison. Their cousin done passed away. They still was shooting up people's houses. Y'all, it is bad. The police officer said that they going to try to do something. They didn't do nothing. And everybody have lost. They took out, they sued the police department. I don't know what happened. I got to find an update on that. But they sued the police department. One of the twins might see the mother's. Hey, lovely Lisa, I said the same thing. You welcome, Young. I said the same thing. I said, in my mind, when I first started watching it, I was like, did the twins trying to go to prison so they can see the mother's husband? That's exactly what I said, because I'm pretty sure they're probably going to run into each other because the husband got life. I'm pretty sure, and I don't know how that's going to go, but they're in the game, so you already know how that's probably going to go. But I wouldn't go near him if I was him, because the husband is definitely not wrapped too tight, because the way he's smiling at the family as sentences when they about to give him life. Like, stay away from him, because he is definitely, he don't have, he don't care. He just don't care. He don't care. He definitely don't care. But I definitely wanted to share this with y'all on my little downtime. I still got 2 videos that's still trying to load. I don't know what's going on with that. but hopefully that they get loaded. I'm in the middle of cleaning up my house, organizing it, and getting everything together because I'm going to be probably home. It's probably going to take me 2 weeks to get my food truck. It's already done. Yes, he definitely was a demon. We definitely can't forget that, lovely Lisa. He's definitely a demon that's living inside of him, have then took him over because humans don't do stuff like that. This when the enemy take you over, that's exactly what happens. So we definitely know we're not fighting against flesh and blood, but wickedness in high places. And that's definitely one of them. And a lot of men, when they leave relationships, men and women, let's not be biased over here. When your relationship is over, just let it be over. Cause it's some more fish what your parents used to say. It's plenty of fish out here in the sea. There's plenty of fish out here in the sea. A man is not going to hurt a woman, or a woman is not going to hurt a man that ain't no good to him. That means that woman was so good to you, she put up with all your stuff, and you didn't want nobody else to have her. Same as women, because women do these crimes too. It ain't just men. It's some women out here that feel like if I can't have you, nobody else can. But if the relationship is over, just leave peacefully, gracefully bow out. Get you some protection. If you seen him behind closed doors, if you seen that it's a switch in his look and he looking like the devil, go to the police department. Look, I need y'all to cover me. Cover me right now. Cover my children. I need y'all to put me somewhere because I am afraid for my life. Don't just keep saying he ain't going to do nothing, because a lot of women say that. And that woman that I told y'all that lost her life, that my daughter did her hair, and 7 to 8 hours later she was gone, because her very words was, "He not going to do nothing to me. He ain't going." You do not know the thoughts of the enemy. You do not know the thoughts of the enemy. You do not. You do not. These men, these women, when the enemy take their mind, he's not gonna let them go until he finish with them. And that's the reason why we have to stay prayed up. And we have to pray over our partners, our man, our woman, whatever. We need to pray over them because the enemy is busy. He busy, I promise you. But God is busier. So we got to continue to pray over them, because that's a sad story. But a lot of relationships don't know how to take, and a lot of people don't know how to take rejection. You can't tell me that if I can't have you, nobody else can. What was you? You was not God. And if I done seen him beat me or something like that before, and I know that he had probably like came close to taking me out of this world, I need some help. That's why sometimes you can't introduce these men or these women to your whole entire family. You got to keep some in the cut, especially if you know that the man is crazy. You got to keep some in the cut because you got to go somewhere and you got to hide. If you live in a small town, you need to go somewhere out of town just to get gone, because you see what the police doing. They wasn't doing too much because they kept letting them out. They kept letting them out. I don't know if they had, probably because that's the law. Maybe because it's the law. I'm not blaming nobody, but I'm just saying maybe that's the law that he had to do a week, and then the one day that he out, he take this lady life. Like that. That's just bad. So you have to probably let me not. I don't know if I need to say this. You have to take. You have to take care of yourself. Sometimes you got to take care of yourself. I know a lot of us women and men don't want to hurt nobody, but sometimes we have to make sure, listen, y'all know what I'm saying. I ain't got to say it. Just protect yourself at all costs. You hear me? Because that's what I tell my daughter. If somebody break in your house, they not coming to have dinner. Ain't no asking no questions. What you doing in here? Wait, we ain't about to talk about nothing if you done broke up in here. We ain't getting ready to talk about nothing if you broke up in here. So if somebody break in your house, they didn't come to have dinner or be nice to you. If you break up with somebody and they kick your door down, 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, that it's not gonna be sit down, I love you, I miss you. It's not gonna be probably be pretty. So we have to protect ourselves. And this is the world that we live in. No, I don't promote violence, but this is the world that we live in. We watching this stuff every single day. It's all up and down our youth, our timeline on YouTube, Facebook. The enemy. Listen, he don't want to hear. I'm sorry. Okay, he don't want to hear that. So just be careful, and if you don't want to for it to lead to that, you probably is going to have to, if they work, you might have to just don't be packing bags, because I be watching movies, y'all, Lifetime, and they be in there packing bags trying to get away. Go start over. If you afraid for your life, you can start over. Clothes, all that stuff, it can be replaced. Some people don't be wanting to leave the stuff. Some people just want the stuff. Child, leave the couch. Leave all of that stuff. Just go. Take the babies. Just don't take nothing. Just take the kids and just go. Go to the nearest police department and tell them I'm not getting ready to leave out of here. I'm not getting ready to do nothing until y'all help me. And they be like, well, we just go take a restraining order out. I don't want to do the piece of paper. I need to protect my children. I need to protect my life. And I need to go, because when he kicked the door, if he bother you again, that's what they say. If he bother you again, give us a call. The girl that got her hair done by my daughter, she didn't get a chance to call, because when he kicked the door in, he did what he had to do. So you don't have time to call the police. And the most things people say to the police is, so I gotta wait till he come do something to me to call y'all. So that's not it. I feel like that they should take you somewhere. When they see that, if they see that the law not gonna hold them in the jail, hey Lincoln Boo, if they see that the law is not going to hold them in the jail, take that family. We got some hidden money somewhere, that it should be some houses where we can put these women and these children and these men, because it's women out there that's doing the same thing to men. So it should be some funds somewhere to be able to put these people. Because like, if the law say, okay, we only can hold him for 8 days. Okay, so while he in that jail, you don't need to be still at that same address. You don't need to be still at that same address when the law let him go, because those 8 days is going to give you time and opportunity to get real far. You can get real far 8 days. Because myself personally, I wouldn't be able to sleep, because I'd be like, okay, Lord, he only got 3 more days. Lord, he got 2 more days. No telling what he going to do next. So we definitely have to be a Lord. We have to use wisdom. We definitely have to use wisdom, especially if he walked up. You see, he walked up in Walmart where it's thousands of people. Y'all know Walmart is the place where everybody know everybody and they see you. You got to get full-blown dressed to go to Walmart, because everybody know you. You got to get fully dressed to go to Walmart. So when she went up in Walmart and he hit her and knocked her unconscious, I'm talking about unconscious. That means he didn't hit her like she was a dude. Knocked her unconscious, and it's like 7 dudes standing across, and they were scared too, because if they wasn't scared, they would have been like, why you knock her out like that? They minded their business, because they was using wisdom. They didn't know if he had one of those pow-pows. They didn't know if he had a pow-pow with him. So that's the reason why they minded their business. When he walked away, they probably went over there and probably see was she okay. Unconscious. That's when you hit somebody hard. You gotta hit somebody real hard to put them to sleep. He hit her like he was hitting a dude on the street. And you think I would have been still when they locked him up for them 7 days? Do you think I would have been sitting there 8 days? Do you think I would have been sitting there waiting for him to get out? Because he done knocked you unconscious, so now he want to knock you all the way unconscious so you won't wake up no more. No. Y'all, And did they call her, send a cop car to her house to say he's about to be released? Because it was a chain reaction after the twins lost their mother. So the twins, if they would have kept him, put her in protective custody with her twins, and she still would have been able to be here with her babies, we would have had. Listen, yes, he was a weak ass boy. I said for you, coffee girl, he was, but it was a chain reaction, which God only knows. We can't speak that, but it may have been a possibility to, if we could have saved her, we would have been able to save the twins from joining the gang. We would have been able to save the twins from Pow, the other dude, taking his life. We would have been able to save the little cousin from her life. You know what I'm saying? We would have been able to even save the demon, the one that took the mother out of here. We would have been able to save him. Even might not save them, but he wouldn't have been able to do that if the law would have had took further actions. Even the family, because that was my cousin. I've been like, you already go. Let's go. He got 8 days. We're gonna be on 95 North in 8 days. Okay. Lovely Lisa said he put all his power in that hit. Yes, he did. I said the same thing. If she would have left, it could have saved her son and her niece. Exactly, y'all. It was a chain reaction. We could have saved a lot of people. So that's why if we got family members or even ourselves in that position, we got to be able to use wisdom. We got to say, okay, he done did this, that, and third. He was doing other stuff to her when they was together. That was the reason why she got tired. So you done been close to not being here no more in the hands of him when he was when you and him was just in the house alone. You done said in your head like, oh my God, he is going to take me out of here. He's going to take me out of here one of these days if I don't just get rid of him. It's not that easy when you're dealing with a psychopath. When you're dealing with the M word, the K word, one of them, it's not that easy. You have to remove yourself sometimes. Sometimes you have to leave the stuff behind. A lot of people don't want, I'm not leaving. It's just like your grandparents, they old and hurricanes and stuff coming and they be like, I'm not leaving my house. My grandmother used to say that. I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying right here. I'm going to wait on the good Lord. Yes, we trust the Lord with all our heart. But God said that we have to use wisdom. We have to use wisdom and we have to follow man's law. That's what the word says. So we have to sometimes leave the stuff. Don't worry about the stuff, y'all. We can replace the stuff. Yes, the devil is at an all-time high. They're taking these women out of here on a daily, and 3 have not been found. Yep, have not. Dumpster. Listen, I am in a mess about that. Listen. Yep. Domestic violence it's on a high. One time it was going real crazy than what it's going now. It was the military that was doing it one time a couple years ago. Every time you turned around, the military was losing it. I said, there's something going on in the water over there. There's something going on in the water over there. Let me look and see, is there any update on Miss Alicia? Let me see, y'all. But just leave the stuff behind. You can definitely replace that stuff, y'all. It's no updates. Everything is 4 days and 3 days, 4 days, 3 days, 4 days. That's why I haven't came back with nothing for Miss Alicia Watts because they don't have nothing. They don't have no updates. I'm looking at all of it. No updates at all. Nothing. Nothing. Let's see. It's so sad women don't have any protection. Right, Lisa? Exactly. Coffee said 100. Lovely Lisa. Mental health. Yes. Mental health, the demon, all that stuff mixed together, all in one. I'm talking about all in one, but we got to leave the stuff, y'all. We got to say, because people don't want to. When I got my tax check, I bought all this furniture and all these wigs and clothes. Girl, leave that stuff. Because you can replace that, but you cannot replace your life. You cannot. That Alicia story I'm following is heartbreaking. Coffee, you hear me? I check every day to see. I check every day. Hello? I'm fine, baby. Yeah, I'm sorry. But we just gotta leave the stuff because that be the excuse. And then I got a job and I don't want to leave my job and I don't want to take my kids out to school. I mean, just look, we can get another school, we can get another job, we can get some more furniture, we can get some more wigs, we can get some more groceries. You might just went grocery shopping. We can get some more of that stuff, but we cannot replace our lives. We cannot. Alicia, I don't know what's going on with that case. That case, my heart goes out, y'all. I check every day to see if we got an update on that, but they not giving us nothing now unless y'all have heard something. But I cannot find anything on it. I know that they was trying to interview the boyfriend, but they trying to say that, well, allegedly they trying to say, I seen on another content creator page that allegedly that it was another boyfriend. I mean, if you think about it like that, it kind of makes sense because maybe the other boyfriend that knocked him out and maybe took her. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't even said that, but that's allegedly, or maybe that's how he trying to make it look. But why we can't hear his story? See, that's how they did with the Carly Russell. Because why we can't hear what he said? You know, we can't hear. He said, I woke up, somebody hit me in the head and knocked me out. And I woke up in the DMV parking lot. And when I woke up and looked to the side, and Alicia, she was gone. Why we can't hear that? Why we can't hear that? Because if anybody gonna rob, they're gonna take that car, that good piece of car. Little Benz truck. Let us tell why they can't tell that, because that's what makes sense. So now we thinking that he actually done this. But hey, Marissa Boo. So guess what the little nieces said? That's family members. They said the two girls that was outside getting interviewed. They said that the man don't have no social media, nothing. They cannot find him on social media sites nowhere. It's not too many people out here. If you don't got Facebook, you might got Twitter. If you don't got Twitter, you might got Instagram. Somebody got something. I will leave it all. My piece is everything. My piece and my everything. You hear me? And you might need to get you a piece. You hear me, Coffee? I'm telling you. Coffee said I will leave it all. My piece is everything. And then go get you a piece. You hear me? Go get you a piece. And no, I'm not promoting violence, but baby, my daughter used to say, I gotta get them before they. She said, you gotta get them before they get you. Yes. You see somebody walking up to you with their fist ball, what you gonna do? Honey, no, baby, because you is not coming to play. So we're gonna have to get busy. Yes. Hey, hey, Coffee. Hey, Coffee, I know. I know that's right. She said, I keep a peace. Y'all hear? Y'all hear? Y'all see it? You better. Because it's not. It is not. No, baby. You got to. Because these, somebody who up here said that these demons out here ain't playing. Yes, because these demons ain't playing. Prayer changes things, honey. Prayer changes things, honey. Baby, but you gotta leave that stuff. You gotta just let it go. Especially when you're dealing with somebody that done something like that. Been carrying since 2000. That's it. Cause these fools out here ain't to play with. It's so hard. You know, Lord forbid, if me and babies to break up, I probably never date again, y'all. I promise you. Because you're gonna be so scared. Like, how do you meet somebody new? I mean, you're not supposed to fear nothing but God. But I'm just saying, you got to, like we talked about the other day, y'all. You got to run a credit report, a mental report. You got to make sure they even if they got food stamps, that's good. If you run that, I mean, that's good. They gonna help you with the groceries. But you got to run all kinds of reports, y'all. You might got to take them down there to get fingerprinted. I mean, because the way the world is now, the way the world that we living in, it's better to play it smart. You can't go on no date by yourself no more. You got to bring your cousin, your uncle, your aunt. Yeah, boo, how you doing? Yeah, this is my grandmother. On the first date, this is my grandfather. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they is here with me because this our first date. I don't know you. Or go to a public place. You can't be going say I'm going to their house and all of this other stuff. I'm afraid to date anyone because I slipped up and I'm locked up. Liquor is speaking to Riz. Hey y'all, that Coffee said I'm afraid to date anyone because one slip up and I'm locked up. Hey, Coffee, you better say it, girl. You better say it. One slip up, and I'm locked up. Yes. You hear me? And that's the truth. Yes, honey. This talk on the phone. Because it ain't you can't get home on the phone. We go together real bad on the phone. I can't get no peace. Girl, honey, what they say is better to be caught with it than without it. Lincoln. You hear me? We go together real bad on the phone. I might live in Jersey. I tell them I live in Africa. We can't. I like to date on the phone. We's not gonna date in public. I go together real bad. Y'all, my boyfriend called because that would be it. You hear me? That would be it, baby. We go together real bad on the phone. You hear me? FaceTime me, boo. Yes, FaceTime me. Yes, because you it's a time, baby. Y'all go together real bad on the phone. Yes. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Coffee said, I'm like Curry, so I don't worry. Hey, Coffee, you should have been a rapper. Was you a rapper in your past life? MC Light or somebody, girl? She said, I get locked up before it's time. Lincoln said, I get locked up before it's time. Honey, we're just going to pray about it. Lord, please pray for me in this peace that I ain't supposed to have. You hear me? Just pray, Lord. It's like, no, you good. We just talking, but honey, listen. Just date on the phone, y'all. Everybody said they scared of dating. Date on the phone. FaceTime, honey. Put you up a picture behind you. Make it look like the waterfall. Make you look like you live in by the beach. Marissa, I'm good, thanks. Marissa, what's up, girl? I don't even see Marissa no more. She in here somewhere. But y'all, yeah, we definitely got to be careful. Do a background check before marriage and dating. Honey, yes, sir. Yes, sir, young. You got to. Lincoln said, I don't play all that mess. I know that's right. Young said, do a background check before marriage and dating. Absolutely. Lovely Lisa said, okay, Lincoln, me too. Marissa said she's in bed. Uh, that daggone Young said also because Young said confirm the gender, y'all. Confirm the gender. Hey, you got to. I promise you. You definitely got to. You got to. Because listen, it's a lot of that too. It's a lot of that too. It is. It's a lot of that too. So Young, you definitely right. Lincoln said, Lisa, I can't do it. Yes. Yes. Nowadays, because of the rainbow community, it's hard to know who is a man or who is a woman. Yes, baby, that is very true. That is very true, Young. That's very true. But it's a lot of relationships that happen like that. It's a lot. But people have um since I was young, my dad used to tell me, please don't carry a gun because I know you're going to use it, honey. Yes, honey. But only if necessary. Only if necessary. Only, if somebody coming through your house and you ain't invite them and they coming through the door kicking it down, um, sometimes it's a time and it's a need. But what Young said, it makes sense too because people be dating and they don't sell what their gender is. If you use your shoes as a tool. Hey, listen, you better talk about it. My sister that told somebody head up with a shoe, a good piece of high heel shoe. And my godmother had a barn where she had, it was like a little building where we used to go out there and drink and stuff. And they had that high heel shoe up on the shelf, had it up on the shelf. So it's definitely right what Young said though, because you got to make sure that if you're talking to Johnny, you need to make sure that it's Johnny because sometimes that might be Janice, if you're not with that. If you're not with that. So you're definitely right, Young. You got to make sure. You're talking to Johnny and Johnny say cut the lights out, cut to find out it's Janice. Y'all seen the movie Secret Society. If y'all haven't seen Secret Society, y'all watch Secret Society 1, 2. I think it's 2 parts to it. But it's a really good movie. Young, you probably need to go watch that since you made that comment. Secret Society, BET Plus or Tubi. I think it's Tubi. The man would have then got popped, beating on me. No way. You said the man would have got popped if he was beating on you anyway. Yeah, you better know it. Some women ain't with it, and some women. Now, it's some women out there, y'all, that feel like that the men don't love them, they don't beat them. I'm telling you. Because I know y'all done had a conversation. Girl, why you just won't leave? Some of them be immune to it. Some of them feel like that they can't make it without them. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it without them. You better trust God, baby. Get to know Jesus, and you can go ahead and go. Put all your trust in the Lord and put all your stuff that you want to take in the trunk. If you want to take anything and put your trust in the Lord, He ain't going to let you down. He said He'll never leave you nor forsake you. Don't let them do that because them men be standing over the woman. You ain't going to be able to have nobody but me. Ain't nobody going to want you. That's a lie, ladies. That's a lie. That's a lie. He wanted you. He wanted you. So trust and believe that another man will. Don't fall for that. Let's see. Lovely Lisa said you have to protect yourself. You do, at all costs. At all costs, you do. Especially if you got kids, because you want to be able to be there for them. Yes, the movie Secret Society, honey, that's good. That was a good piece of movie for me. Yes, the movie Secret Society is good. 1 and 2. Yes. So I think it's Tubi. It is Tubi, I think. But 1 and 2 is really good, Young. So go check that out. Y'all have not watched. That's a good movie to watch on today. While it's nice and Sunday and everybody is chilling out. So yes, y'all go watch Secret Society. But yeah, y'all. So I just wanted to come through here and share with my friends, my good piece of friends over here. Lincoln Kisser said, "Get back up." You missed my comment. Where you at, boo? Lisa, I can't do it. Um, I don't play all that mess. I'll get locked up before it's time. Let me know. I can't get no peace. Hit the link, Lincoln. I got the link in here. If you can, Lincoln. Because Lincoln, you gotta tell me what you was talking about the other day. Anyways, if you can, you might got your grandbabies. Lovely to see. I think some women think that that's cute when a man tells them that no other man going to want them. Oh, if they think that's cute, then something ain't right. But it is though. Let me not say that. Let me not say that that that's not right because it's women. You know, listen. We done all this stupid stuff. So let's just be real. We done all this some stupid stuff. You know, just stay looking crazy and stand. What's up, Lincoln Boo?
Hey.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, they probably didn't they probably filter my comment because I had put midget. But I said I say check the height too because I ended up with a midget.
Put your phone to your mouth a little bit, Lincoln.
Huh?
I can't talk up a little bit.
Wait up.
There you go.
I say they probably filtered my comment
Uh-huh.
because I said midget. I put midget in the comment, so they probably filtered that comment. But I was like, check the height too because I ended up with a midget.
Oh.
Yeah, they probably filtered it. Because it's like a trigger word and stuff. I guess so. They
Oh yeah.
probably they probably filtered it. But you right about some of these women think that these guys love them if they beat them. Cause years ago, when we was like in our 20s and stuff, we knew this girl from the neighborhood. She's a beautiful young lady, beautiful girl.
Mm-hmm.
And her boyfriend would just beat her every night. Now he never did it in front of nobody.
Mm-hmm.
He always would do it like when he got her alone. Because if he did some crap like that in front of me, I would have definitely, got in, told him something or try to diffuse that situation. But one night I asked, I said, why you let him beat on you like that? Why you don't leave him alone? And she told us, she said, if a man don't beat you, he don't love you.
Oh gosh, you should not spread
I
that.
said, if that's love, I don't want to see hate.
You better talk.
I told her, I say, that boy don't love you. That boy, I said, where is the love in a man beating you for hours? Making you strip down to nothing and drive naked through the streets of Appaloosa. I said, where's the love in there? I said, you feel that that's love?
Mm.
How is that love? I said, I need to know. I need to know.
Mm.
Because if a person hitting on me, they don't want me. I say, girl, good enough to knock your teeth. She was fortunate enough that he didn't do no real damage to her face or to her mouth, like knocking her teeth out or breaking her limbs and stuff like that. He would just beat her black and blue, and I'm like, just leave her alone.
Exactly.
I would tell that to him too. Just leave a girl alone. Let that girl go. You don't do that to nobody else. You're not out here fighting these dudes.
Hey, listen, that be the ones right there, Lincoln.
Yeah, I'm like, come on now. Dudes talk about you every day. You don't say nothing to them dudes. But you will beat this girl was, oh Lord, this girl was maybe, I'm just 5'2". So she was maybe not even 5. She was probably like maybe 4. 4'8" because she's short.
Right.
And he's like 6 foot, beating on this girl. Then he will work out. He will work out, man, and hit this girl. That girl said she'll be flying. Make her drive around nude, just humiliate her, uh, uh, make her eat all kind. One time they said he made her eat a dog feces sandwich.
Oh God, that sounds like some
And
stuff.
yeah, and I'm like, you don't. I'm like, your mama, your daddy, they all know what he's doing to you. They don't find nothing wrong in that. And you know what? This girl passed away. About I think it was like 2 weeks ago, but I just seen her obituary come down my news feed on Facebook.
Oh
And
God.
I asked my cousin, I said, what she passed from? Because she had moved away from here. So I'm like, what she passed away from? And she was like, oh, they saying that she had a tumor on her brain. I said, you don't think that's from all them licks or something? Cause you never know.
Exactly.
You never know. That was a lot of blows to this girl's head and hitting her head against the steering wheel. And he was doing this on a nightly basis. And like I told, I said, he didn't do that to none of these other girls that he talked to. None of them. None of them. Just you. I said, that's not love, baby. That's not love. And like these crazy men, you don't pack no bag. And like once of my cousin, uh, the family had collectively told her to leave her friend because he had hit her. So, we sat down and everybody was like, oh no, he gotta go. Go ahead on and, put him out or whatever. So I'm bringing her back home. She got his clothes in a white kitchen bag outside on the side of the steps. So I told her, I say, that's his clothes? She said, but yeah, y'all told me to put him out. I said, not. I said, get that boy clothes. I said, not in no white kitchen bag, girl. Everybody know that's some clothes. I said, not like that. I said, you gotta do that in a different way, girl. But he went on ahead about his business and stuff like that, cause he knew that if he touched her again, that he was gonna have to fight the whole family. So he went on ahead about his business and stuff like that. But you're right. You can't let them know that you leaving. No.
No, you can't say that.
You
And
can't
then
let them know that.
when you get gone, you can't be. You gotta
You
block the
cannot say
number.
nothing.
Yeah,
Leave all of that.
they'll try to sweet talk you and bring you back.
Yeah.
I won't do it again. I love you so much, child. Please, that's the bait because he see that you done left now, so he's scared you gonna do it again. So he don't want you to be with nobody else. So he gonna
Right.
do what he gotta do. Just don't no contact. Change your phone number. All that blocking, none of that. They still can call you when you get blocked.
Right.
You
Right.
got to
Right.
change the number. Don't give it to
Right.
nobody except if
I've never personally been in that situation personally, but I've had people that close to me that been in that situation. Like my little sister, she was dating a guy, and she was young, and she was dating a guy, and I just happened to be at her house. Well, not at her house, at my mom's house that weekend, and cause my children, daddy, would drive over the road, and I would go to my mom on the weekend. So this particular weekend, and I had went, and she had a baby, and she had a baby for the guy and stuff, and I seen when he came through the door, and he came kind of fast, and he spoke, but he didn't speak. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. He
Right.
spoke, but he didn't speak. But he came kind of quick. So me and my best friend, we was over there, and we chilling, we laughing and stuff like that. And I kind of looked at her. She kind of looked at me because we noticed, hey, he came in, you don't walk in nobody's house and you don't really speak,
Right.
So I had my second to the oldest daughter. She was uh she was a couple of days old.
Mm-hmm.
She was a couple of days old, and we was over there and stuff like that. My friend was playing in her hair and stuff like that. And I kept not hearing nothing, right?
Right.
Now I saw him come in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I knew my little sister was taking a bath, and I knew her baby was in his little crib or whatever. So I didn't hear nothing. So and my mama house wasn't a big house.
Right.
So I didn't hear nothing. I'm talking, me and my best friend talking, but my ear is somewhere else. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So like I said, I didn't hear nothing. But like a whoosh. I don't know where it's at, or water. That's all I heard was whoosh, like she fell in a tub. Like she got up and she fell.
Oh God.
So I looked at my friend, go in your room. I looked at my friend and I told her, I said, you heard that? Get up and go. I said, you heard that? And she said, heard what? I said, you didn't hear that water? She said, no. Chocolate, turn it off. And she said, no. So I was like, okay, okay. So I kept, drinking my little drink or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I still didn't hear nothing. So I got some told me, April, get up. I kicked the door. He had my sister pinned down and was hitting her. That girl was in there not hollering and
Mm.
letting that boy hit on her up and down. I grabbed the nearest thing, which was a dog chain, and I
Mm.
jumped in that bed with them, baby, and I went to work.
Dang.
I went to work, baby. They both got it. She got it. He got it. My best friend got it. Baby, I
Mm.
went in there and I went to work on
Yeah,
his
see, that
tail
was
up and down.
yeah.
So what he did, right? What he did was he went on ahead and he left. And I told my little sister, I asked, I said, what happened? So she was telling me little bits and pieces and stuff like that, but I knew she was lying to me. I knew she was lying. She was like, "Hey, I guess she trying to get in my business or whatever." You know how it is when they're young. Don't
Right.
want to know. You don't want to listen or nothing like that. But I knew the girl was lying.
Right.
So I told her,
Hey, Miss
I
QT.
said, you know what? I said, you sitting there lying. I said, but he gonna beat you if he really messing with this other girl. He's gonna beat you. He's gonna take that out on you. You sitting there lying to me. Let me go ahead on and call the laws and make a report.
Mm.
My mama told me no. I'll stay out of my child business and this and that. Everybody went against me. Everybody went against me. Okay, maybe not even 3 days. It wasn't even 72 hours.
Hey,
I
Shay.
get a phone call from my best friend. She said, you been talking to your mama? I said, no. I said, wait a minute. Yeah, I did talk to her this morning. She said, huh? She didn't tell you nothing? I said, but yeah, she told me something. We talked on the phone. She said, no, she didn't tell you nothing that she was at the hospital or anything. I said, no, why? What happened? She said, that boy almost decapitated Renee.
Dang.
That boy went back and he sliced my little sister so bad on the back of her neck. It was in the bone. He almost decapitated that girl.
Mm.
Until this day, she wear that scar on the back of her neck.
Jesus, honey. Well, baby, let me tell you something. I have been there. But honey, I didn't play with it. I went to a whole nother state. I had to wait till you calm down because you was crazy. You was not getting ready to make me be with you. So, baby, let me tell you about me. I done went to a whole nother state. It's not funny, but it's the truth. You was not getting ready to be touching me. I went to a whole nother state. And then when they get in another relationship, it still don't help. It still don't help. They still want you. I had to leave, baby. Nope, because I can't take all that because I'm not scared of them. I be scared of me.
Right, right. But till until this day, but this time what happened? Her daddy. Her daddy beat him to within an inch of his life.
Hmm.
Her daddy beat him. First he pressed charges on him. And then after he did the charges, he waited. And when he caught him, he beat him within an inch of his life. And I told her, I say, when he was jumping on you that first time, you said that you took her for him. She said that she took her for him and told me that I was wrong because I wore him out. I wore him out.
Well,
Wore him out.
it's some cases like that because I'm gonna tell you something. Like I told my daughters, the relationship, back then, they mature and grown now, got their own everything. So, but I told them back then, my son is the only son, and he got two sisters and a mama. And I told my daughters back then when they was going through their little changes with their men or whatever, I said, I'm gonna tell you something. You're not about to get my son locked up or even to pow somebody or to beat somebody. You're not about to do it. And then you still want to be with the man. We're not gonna ready to do it.
Right, right.
So that's what I had to do a lot of jumping in, not fighting or nothing. That's when I had to jump in and sit them down and tell them, like, look, this thing right here gonna get rough. You hear me? So what I need you to do is just go on and leave it alone. You hear me? Because you can see things over your kids that they can't see. I'll be like, that's the devil. I said, and they be like, how you know? I said, because I never seen their face. When they around me, they had a head down. I need you to look.
Oh yeah.
I said, I can see them. I can see them. And I have not, God have not steered me wrong, not one time.
When they hide their face, they don't want you to look in them eyes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So me, I remove everything. I move myself because when I began to have a relationship with God, God started showing me things. And with that relationship, God rest his soul. But that man called me on the phone one night. I have just left him. I didn't leave the town yet. And my daughter had just left my house. And he walked up in the room while I was asleep. My daughter had passed him while she was leaving. And my daughter just ran back in the house and she just grabbed him by the arm. She said, come on, come on. And he respected them kids now. But one particular night, I had moved out of the house that we had lived in. And I had moved all the way in the little country. And we was about to go to bike week. We always, because it's my birthday weekend, and I always let the kids go because they was 18, 19, whatever. They had their friends. I let them bring all their friends, and me and my friends would just stay in the room. So before we get ready to go, it's like 4:00 in the morning. My daughter had did all her friends here that night. Now I live all the way in the woods. I'm in there asleep. I done set up all night with them, and we about to get on the road shortly. I don't know what's going on, Lincoln. I'll go back to the story what this man told me. But my daughter called my phone. I said, hello. She was like, Mom. She was like, Blank was outside of the. Now I live all the way in the woods now. I'm the only home that was out there. My daughter said, Mom. She said, get up and lock the door. And I'm like, for what? She was like, because such and such is out there dressed in all black Lincoln with his car parked almost a mile down the road. I said, oh, I got up, locked the door, and I just started pleading the blood of Jesus. He couldn't give me that time. He couldn't give me that time when my daughter was in there. When my daughter came and got him out the house, my daughter found him walking around the house and asked him what he was doing that time of the night. And he said, his words was, I'm just chilling. I said, dang. But he called my phone one night and he said, I just want to talk to you. I was like, what's wrong? And my son was living with me at this time too. And I knew that I was covered in the blood. I knew it. It wasn't a chance. I knew that God had me. I knew it. I knew it. So I said, what is it? He said, I was getting ready to come in your house. And I was getting ready to do something to you. It's on my story. I didn't tell this story. It's on my books, on my channel. And he said, I was getting ready to come in the house and I was getting ready to do something to you. And I was like, what? And every time he say something, I say the blood of Jesus. He said, but I was getting ready to come in there and do something to you. You not listening. And I say the blood of Jesus. And he'd say, I was getting ready to come in the house and do something to you. He said, but the wind started blowing real hard. He said, my stomach started hurting. And he said, I ran and jumped in the car and went home. I said, that wasn't never God because I was covered in the blood. So at that point, so I'm like, okay, let me just get up, which I always said I was going to move back to the DMV area once my kids got grown. So that's what I did. Waited until everything calmed down, and then I came on back. But I wasn't worried about him doing nothing to the kids because he loved them. But yeah, you got to be smart about it. You got to be smart about it. But I was not scared of him. I just didn't want to go to prison myself, because I'm very scared of me when it gets to that level right there of protecting yourself. Because honey, I'm one of the ones back in the days in the club. I want my kids. Lord, please, if you get me out of here, I won't. I promise you, I won't come back. Y'all know we done went back again. So I'm one of them ones. But to God be the glory that we're here to be able to tell these stories.
Right.
And we survived it. But these new stories, we have to speak wisdom over here so these people can understand that you don't have to, because we don't never know who's going to watch this page. And, somebody could be going through it. Let them know, like, look, God loves you. Just pray, baby. But if he's doing some damage to you and you scared and he's telling you that he going to do something to your family or something like that, girl, wait till he leaves. Wait till he leaves. You got a phone. You pick up that phone and you call the police. Say, come escort me out of here right now.
And nothing wrong with starting over, because some of them, they do not want to leave, like you said, the sofa and all that. Baby, start all over again. Nothing wrong with, I do it all the time.
Come on.
I do it all the time. Sometimes I just get rid of everything.
Everything. Come on.
Just everything. And just start all over again.
That's right. Because you can get
rid of everything. And just start. Nothing wrong with starting over.
That's right. And if you need help, you know what I'm saying? Just reach out. If your family don't want to listen, it's somebody out there, because we can get you out of there.
Right.
We can get you out of there. My email over there in my little about me or something. I call the police for you. Honey. But that you can go. It's definitely not no excuse. You get on your knees and you pray, you trust God and tell him to guide you, protect you, that he gonna have you get up out of there. Because somebody going through it right now as we speak. Probably about 1,000 million people probably going through it right now. They got to be able to just know when he go to work, don't worry about it, because he might be the sole provider of the household. That's how a lot of them be getting got.
Yeah.
That because the man pay all the bills. Baby, listen, let me tell you something. I'd rather be with penniless than be sitting there scared. You will be, somebody will help you. It is help out there.
Right.
That's why these women can't tell them every move. You can't tell them, like, I got an aunt that live in Cali. I got one that live in Chicago. I got one that live in Jersey. You got to keep some of them undercover.
Right.
But you got a way to run, because if he know you can't take him to every function, function. You can't do that.
Nope.
You
Nope.
can't.
Don't let them see everything, and they already know that I'm a real secretive person. Um, but I did notice, like, like I say, some guys, they can be jealous of females.
What?
They some of them be jealous of how your child is loved upon.
Yeah.
Like my kids, like, all they have to do is call me, you know, and I'll give it to them. And like one of my daughters, she told me, she said, he got mad because he was like, your mama always bailing y'all, she always bailing y'all out and stuff, instead of letting y'all go through things, and y'all gotta be some women, and I know Haley did it. She said, y'all gotta be some women and stuff, and everything. Y'all, all y'all do is call y'all mama, call y'all mama. And like I told her, I said, you know why he's saying that? Because his mama didn't do that for him. His mama was walking the streets on drugs, and I'm not faulting for her for that. His mama it wasn't that hands-on mama. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not faulting her for that, because I don't know her story. I don't know why she did the things that she did, but she did them. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
he had to come back and like, hey, I didn't understand, because I loved on him too. I loved on him too. When he was going through a period and had no job, when I would get them something to eat, I would get him something to eat too.
Right.
So when he started, he told my daughter, he said, nobody never did nothing like that for me before. So I'm like, what, bought him a plate of food? He said no. And he appreciated that. And he turned around 360. 360. Now it's always you need this Mercedes. I got you this Mercedes. Look, Mercedes, I got you that. If something going on, he the first one here.
Wow.
But I loved upon him too. I didn't just push him away. I just recognized, hey, he didn't have that. He didn't have that, and he's hurting. He's hurting. Men hurt. They just show it in a different way.
But
Like some of them fighting these women because that's what they seen.
Yep, they have seen it.
They
Just like,
seen it.
we just played the twins going through, because that's what they seen. They was used to their mama doing that, and they took their anger out on the street. But I had a cousin that met this dude that came straight out of prison. When he came, my cousin, I used to go to her house and see her without a man. She would have all the kids' clothes laid out. Um, she would have a dinner cook. I do my thing. She do her thing at her house with the kids. I always was involved with my kids' life, and she was too. But she met this dude from out of prison. She met him while he was in prison, and when he came out, her whole household was just different. And I knew how she used to run her household. The oldest child, he put him out because he didn't like the way the man came in and started just rearranging everybody's life. The two oldest students is she is she was lost. Let's put it like that. The oldest one I took in because he called me. My son told me, he said, Mom, he said, do you know that she trying to make him sleep in the car because of the dude told him he didn't want him in the house because he came in 5 minutes later or something like that. So I went over there and I said, why you won't let your son sleep in the car from this man that you don't even know? Because I told him, she was just nonchalant with it. She's a preacher now, Lord, thank you. and she was just looking me in my eyes, and she was just looking funny. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, what happened to you? The kids would be out going in the house, and the kids hollering, calling me Aunt Wanda. And I was their rescuer. They didn't even, the kids call me Aunt right now today. They don't even call me their cousin because I would run in there and rescue them. He put his hands on me, he hit me. And my cousin would be just sitting in the rocking chair, just rocking. And I'm like, you letting this man put his hands on your kids and you don't even know them? You don't even know him. And then he started just doing a whole bunch of abusive stuff. So I told my cousin, I said, you need to leave him. She told me, this girl told me, she said, what you going? She was smiling, y'all. She said, what you going to do? Let me come live with you? I said, yes. Go get your kids and let's go. She didn't want to leave him because she felt like because she had 5 kids that she felt like didn't no other man want her. Y'all, that be a lie. She felt like that she had to take that from him because she had 5 kids and she felt like that it was, oh, I don't care if you got 20 kids. A man still gonna want you. She wrote me a letter in my mailbox and she told me that God sent her that husband and I basically need to mind my business. I took her son in. I took her son in for 6 years of his life until he got grown. You hear me? Because and that man cheated on her so daggone bad in this small little town. He cheated on her so bad. I have went to see somebody graduate. One of my nieces graduate, and he was there with another woman. And the reason why he was so comfortable to flaunt that in my face is because he knew my cousin was going to still have his back. So it wasn't no need of me even telling her no more that he was cheating because it was making me and her angry with each other. Me and my cousin was angry. She was mad at me because I was seeing him do stuff and I would tell her, and I felt disrespected that he was doing it in front of me. And I seen myself getting too angry, so I had to just mind my business because the man would take my cousin's car and have his girlfriend in the car, and it would just make me so mad. I used to be so angry with her. But I had to get that thing over to God and let her baby see it for herself. But he finally left her because she married him while he was in prison. And a lot of men, they married women in prison, and they would have never talked to these women if they was out on the street. If they was out on the street, they would have never talked to them. But some of these women get lonely and they want to talk to these men that's in prison, and these men ain't gonna do nothing for you but break your heart. That's it. But it's just sad. But I just pray because I'm watching too many stories of these women that just losing their life over, men. And it's women that's doing the same thing. They women is taking these men up out of here too. Y'all better watch Snap because
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's the same. It ain't
They
no
taking
different.
them out too.
Honey, I used to watch Snap so much. I said, let me stop
Yeah,
watching.
I used to watch that a
I used to
lot
watch
too.
marathons, honey.
I remember one woman, she had like 3 failed relationships and moved in with a guy. He didn't really want her to go stay with him, and but she just showed up and stuff. And when he rejected her, that lady took him out.
Hmm.
So that's like when you date somebody, and some people they're not gonna tell you everything about them. They're
Nope.
not gonna tell you everything about their past or anything like that. I was like my ex. He told me everything about him, everything, and I think that's what I respected him for it. But I was like, ooh, I can't do it. I can't do it. But I was like, Lord, I hope that by me taking the road that I took with him, that he, don't hide his past from other women, because it was me that couldn't handle it. The other women probably can, but I couldn't have. It was on my mind every day. But yeah, you they're not going. Some people don't disclose everything about themselves, and I can totally understand it because that's how I am. I don't tell men all my business. Like I don't tell them where I bank at, and we could be in a relationship. You will not know where I bank at. You will not know how much money I got in my account. You will
Yeah.
not know certain things about me unless I don't know. We probably would have to be married.
Right.
I just don't disclose because they don't tell us all their business. Some of
Exactly.
them will tell you, but not all of them. They ain't gonna tell you everything.
Right. But it's just a prayer time out here, and I be coming up looking at these stories and be wanting to share them because it's real. It's real. It's something real that's really happening. It ain't nothing
Yeah.
fake. It ain't made up. It's the truth, and awareness needs to be. It needs to be aware. But yeah, let me get up off of here, Lincoln. I got stuff to do, and I'm sitting in here. I said I'm going to do 30 minutes. Lincoln, it's an hour 40 minutes.
All right. See y'all later.
Okay, baby. I'll see you later. Thank you. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get ready, and I'm getting ready to get off of here and try to do what I can. Whoever hung up in here for that hour 40 minutes, I appreciate y'all. Miss QT, thank you for coming in. Miss Shay, Coffee, Lincoln, Marissa, Young. Let me make sure I don't forget nobody, y'all. Lovely Lisa. I said coffee no cream, my girl. Make sure I don't forget nobody. Please don't let me forget nobody, Lord. And if I did forget you, I'm so sorry. I love y'all. Thank you, lovely Lisa, my girl in the building. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. She said, have a good day, everybody. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I see y'all later. If I don't run across nothing, I probably won't be back today. I'll be back tomorrow. But I'm waiting for my things to upload so y'all can get 3 and 4 for my transition. Y'all have a blessed day and be safe.